Fela won't give anybody, any musician support. Didn't give them any chance.
Fela won't give any musician
any support to go
up above him or at par with him.
He doesn't want it.
Why?
That's just his stupidity and selfishness. Well, if he gave them chance, he didn't know that we are making your work more popular. Everybody wants to copy him, wants to play his music. He won't. He even sent talks to musicians who will play his music.
Wow.
So, of course, well, if anybody, other people play your music, it will spread more. After all, Europeans now, everybody wants to play your music. In fact, it is he alone, and it's afraid that some people may play better.
So he had that fear?
He had that fear. He doesn't want anyone to come above him at all.
Yes, mo kí pé ẹ káàbọ̀ sí orí ètò yìí lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí Àgbàlẹ̀tù. Inú mi dùn láti wà níbí. Àti pé inú mi dùn wípé bàbá tí mo kí délé lénìí ní FESTAC nílùú Èkó. Wọ́n wà láyé, wọ́n wà láàyè, wọ́n wà ní àlàáfíà. It's good to be home with the legendary producer tí gbogbo èèyàn ń pè ní sound president. Òun ni popular name táwọn èèyàn mọ̀ wọ́n sí, the legendary Odion Iruoje. Daddy, inú mi dùn láti wà pẹ̀lú yín.
Thank you very much.
How are you, sir?
Great, thank you.
Mo rí pé yọ́pì lẹ̀ ṣe wà. But bàtí mo ti lọ rí dọ̀ fún payín, mo rí pé 1939 ọdí.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
So à ń sọ̀rọ̀ 86 àbí?
84.
84, alright, 84. Inú mi dùn láti rí ilé ẹ̀kọ́ sí sá. Náà nǹkan tó gbé mi wá sí ibà ni pé mo fẹ́ mọ a lot of things nípa music industry, especially in the past. Then you have contributed a lot to the Nigerian music industry. So I want to look into your contribution so that we can always celebrate you. Even when you are no longer around, we can always refer to all those things you have done. We want to always celebrate those talents you've given to us, the music you give to us. But ẹ jẹ́ ká kọ́kọ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ pẹ̀lú ẹ̀yin gangan. Tí máa ń gbọ́ Odion, màmá ronú yín as from Edo State.
Yes.
Is that correct? Ìmbo lẹ́dọ̀?
My dad hails from Sobe.
Oh, okay.
That's a boundary town.
Okay.
You know, next to Ifo.
Okay.
On the western side.
All right. So, ẹ̀yin àti Agbadele Abiodun ìlú kan náà ni?
Yes. In fact, we're cousins.
Oh, okay.
Ṣé
máa ń sọ̀rọ̀?
We're not quite open.
Okay.
Tẹ́lẹ̀ bóyá o ti travel sí, I don't know.
Wọ́n wà ní Ìjẹ̀bú-Òde.
Ìjẹ̀bú-Òde ló wà ní.
Ẹ̀nà wọn ti retire sí Ìjẹ̀bú-Òde.
Exactly. Since tó ti retire.
Okay.
So we used to discuss quite often.
Now, did you work on music together at any point?
Except for recording.
Oh, okay.
You know, except for recording.
All right. So, Baba yín ọmọ Sobe?
Yes, my dad is from Sobe.
Okay.
My mom is from Sabongida Ola.
Okay.
It's also an
Edo town.
Speaking town.
Okay.
I was born in Sobe, actually, before we moved to Ibadan, where I grew up, attended primary school there, then secondary school, Mayflower School, Kenya. And of course, I had my program in UI, and after that, I was awarded the Commonwealth Inter-University Council, Commonwealth Inter-University Council Award, which took me to Imperial College London.
Imperial College?
Yes.
Okay.
Where I was involved in the program in industrial electronics and control systems, especially sound processing.
Sound processing?
Yeah, that's why I got to EMI.
Okay.
You know, I started producing. My first In fact, my first production was the Opege group.
Ofege.
Opege.
Okay.
Have you heard of them?
Yes, I've heard about Ofege.
Yeah.
The popular track, Weasel and Go.
Weasel, Try and Love. That's the name of the album.
album.
Try and Love. And that was my first production and the first true production in the true pop music idiom. That's Try and Love, which I did to Fegi.
Okay.
So that established true pop music in this country. It was further enforced and properly established by Chris Okote's I Need Someone.
Okay. I Need Someone. Did you produce that too?
Yes.
Oh, really?
That was me. That's how we actually established pop music, proper pop music.
Okay.
I Need Someone by Chris Okote. And of course, after that, I had so many other artists, including Sonny Okosu,
Oh, okay.
right? Johnny Hastrop, Tony Gray, Fela Anikulapo Kuti, when he came back from London. After doing some albums, so we what really established him in this country was the Jenkuku we did. Yes. After that we did the Beautiful Dancer, Alujon Jonkin John. Oju Elegba. And so on, there are so many.
All the early hits.
The early hits of Fela was me. And then I work with Sonny Ade. There are too many artists that I work with.
All right.
The Rinka Experience,
Oh, yeah, okay.
the Funkies, many. Jamaya in the North, Mama Shata as well. Yes, from the North. They were well, as far as I can remember.
All right, sir. Now, before you started out as a producer, show me and one. Now, I see you as a typical Ibadan boy because
I was Ibadan boy.
Yeah, so
really, I mean that's the right description because I grew up in Ibadan.
So gbogbo àwọn kí ló ń korúkọ kí ni orúkọ àdúgbò tó wà wájú yìí yẹn gbogbo orogún yẹn Agbowo yẹn gbogbo Mọ́kọ́lá yẹn gbogbo àdúgbò yìí ni gbogbo bẹ́ẹ̀.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
All right. So
Agbowo
in Ibadan.
In Ibadan, yes.
In Ibadan. Àwọn artists wo ló catch fancy yín growing up as a child?
Then what we can call highlife was a social music.
Highlife.
Yes.
Okay.
It has not been developed into pop music at that time.
Okay.
And the most popular artists that projected highlife were then Rock Chicago, Victor Olaya. Then we have some few juju guys, Sonny Ade. I can't remember all the other. We have Sonny Ade.
Akedaro.
That was Baba. Akedaro. It was Akedaro before Sonny Ade. Anyway, and Dele Ojo.
Okay.
I was Dele Ojo. I was.
Ojoge ńkọ́, Ojoge Daniel.
Ojoge àwọn yẹn ló kọ́kọ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ jùjú. Ló sọ Ojoge Daniel. Abdulus Campbell got popular from London, not here. Abdulus Campbell. He now also introduced high life in the Western style, you know, that is more modern high life.
Not the conventional Ghanaian style.
Not the conventional Ghanaian style or Laya or Chicago, no. For different.
Do you have any memory of the Havana?
Iti Mensa.
Yeah.
My parents, my father worked in the university. So we stayed in the university campus. So I'm very conversant with Havana. Havana is a festival, you know, which everybody looked up to, both students and staff, and even the compound, where people stayed. That was a fantastic festival, and everybody looked forward to it. They brought popular musicians from Lagos, mainly.
Like, which artists do you remember?
Well, this is how I knew Lloyd Chicago, Ishola, Bobby Benson, even Daily Ojo. They were invited to Havana one night.
Then the Ghanaian artists
Iti Mensa came here, of course. Uhuru, all of them.
Jerry Hansen.
Yes.
The Ramblers Dance Band.
Ramblers, yes. Ramblers, they were there. That's how I knew that, saw them live, coming from Ghana, including Iti Mensa. So we were privileged to be exposed to those. Yes, like and artists. I knew them very well.
So at that time, there were no pop artists in Nigeria. Basically, we had the ballroom musicians.
We had ballroom musicians like the Clusters.
Bobby himself.
But they were not really popular like Peggy established and Chris Okuti. I can only remember Clusters. They were most popular, and they were in Ibadan.
So, what's your first influence on production before you entered into being a producer?
A professional.
Yes, production, being a producer.
You see, I was already producing, but when I went to, when I was sent to London for some program, right? Then I knew that what I was doing in Nigeria was production.
So I want to produce in Nigeria before getting to London.
All these small artists, the popular artists. I want to Negre one bear, all those so new course, no.
So that's at when then sorry. Yeah, the year.
Can I remember properly?
That was before you went to London.
That was before I went to London. I
what
was
year did
really
you travel
producing. Very difficult questions. I can't remember. I've been to London several times.
No,
the very first time.
Yeah, the first time. The time you went for the Imperial Collective.
I think in the 70s.
Like 72, 73?
72, 3 years.
Okay.
I think you knew, yes, about 72, 3. Yes, I went. And from there I joined
EMI.
So I joined EMI right from London.
So can you remember from your records the precise year you joined?
I can't say precise year. Maybe 72 or something.
But Shelley, EMI.
It was in London.
Our record company was in London.
I worked in London.
So yes. Why did you choose EMI? Or
there was a lecturer, one of the staff of Imperial College, who had a friend at EMI Studios in London. He had a friend. Yeah. Because I was being trained at Imperial College in industrial electronics and control systems. Then it went to speak with one of my lecturers. So they said they have a subsidiary in Nigeria that I can go and join. It's a music company. So, and I had to do my training at Abbey Road Studios in London, preparing me for the Nigeria subsidiary as a recording engineer. So after my training program, I came back to the country here to be a studio manager and the chief engineer.
So other studio recordists were under you?
No, not all we had Decca.
No, I mean from EMI.
Of EMI.
Yes, you were in charge of that department.
Yes,
so other recordists were under you.
Yes.
You were supervising them.
Yes.
Okay.
And then there I started production. Really, when I came back from England, I started my own production. Actually, I did some in England, but my real, what you can call my production, was when I came back and I did Opege.
So Opege was the first artist you did after you came
Yes,
back?
yes.
Now, how did you
I can't believe it.
How did you meet the boys as at then? How did you meet them? How did they convince you? What did you see in them?
You know, when I came back, I was auditioning groups, attending parties and seeing them in the party.
What were you looking for at that time?
By ability.
You wanted new art.
Yeah, something that that is viable.
So here I can put money on.
Creative,
right.
Creativity, people that are creative. And
you didn't want the usual juju.
I went to a music whether competition or concert from school bands met. So I went there. I heard Opege and I found out, well, that's it. It was only Opege I picked from the festival. And when I brought them down, they were 4 boys from St. Gregory School, Lagos. Mimi, Alhaji, the real major man, composer and singer was Melvin Okachi. And then I had Olumide on the keyboard. Even though their record, that first record and love, was really developed with me and it's a popular boy. If I mention his name now, you will remember.
Opege now? No, not okay.
He's a guitarist.
Okay.
He was in Blow. Was the main Blow guitarist. Kí ló dé báyìí tí mo gbàgbé orúkọ?
Nínú àwọn interviews nípa ti mention orúkọ. I think he's late now, right? He's late now.
Ó ti kú.
Because maybe no one to orúkọ yẹn, but more to pay he was the best at that time.
The best you can, you know, he was the best. He was playing the role on the guitar of even the organ. Because later Olumide, I've had to remove most of the Olumide's organ and then replace it with the pen or something. Anyway, that was the guy who did all the guitar in Opege. Only we left just no one left. He played all the guitars. He replayed the rhythm and the lead, and also played Olumide's organ organ on guitar. Berkeley Jones.
That's the way. Berkeley Jones.
To Berkeley Jones. He was we became, I don't even know, we became so unanimous. If I did that, he knows what I mean. He will play it. Play this, and he just need to hum it a bit. He develops it. That of Berkeley Jones. Versatile. Was one of the greatest guitarists I have met. You know? I can compare him with Santana.
Carlos Santana.
I can compare him with Carlos Santana and Berkeley Jones. It's just that EMI didn't consider sending about or experience, like going to America, London, everywhere to perform. He was just a local guitarist, and I tell you, he was great.
So it was not signed by EMI. It was allowed to be free.
No, it was just, in fact, I invited him, I introduced him into it. We started all together.
But EMI could have signed him.
It wasn't it was just a member of a group, Blow, which we also did, which we also we produced.
That's,
so we signed.
Was one of the members.
He was the drummer, Louis Kiss. Lemmy Jackson, members of the Blue, and then Berkeley Jones and one other person. Odumotu. That's why they are Blue. Berkeley Jones, B, L, Louis Kiss, Odumotu. Then he joined later. The original Blue were those three. So those are popular artists. Then we had Inca Experience, we had Funkies, we had Tony Gray, Sonny Okosun, then of course Kusokote.
Now, how many albums did EMI record for Fuji?
Oh, for Fuji, 2.
Just 2. Did those albums become commercial hits?
The 2?
Yes.
Yes.
Commercial hits.
Serious.
So why didn't you sign more than 2 albums? Or why didn't you give them an extension?
Well, some people started talking to them, this and that and that. We will buy you a van, we will do this. So they went. But they never bought them a van. That's how they perished.
And so after those 2 albums,
they went. Opegi went. Yes. They didn't do any other thing.
They didn't do any album.
They were doing with whether Decca or Phillips. Just some people were just picking them up. Majek was one of them who distracted them.
Majek Fashed.
Not Majek Fashed. Not Majek. Anyway, he distracted them from them. I took them to also so. And of course, they never.
Now, you once told the story of the day you went to Olumide's house. I want you to repeat that story. I read it somewhere, so I want to hear from you first time.
What happened was Olumide being one of the Opegers. When we were after the first album, so after the sales, and we were to give them their royalties, right? So I personally was distributing the royalties to them. Go to their houses. So when I got to Olumide's home, the mother said, immediately I said, I'm Mr. Iruoje. She said, Mr. Iruoje, we've been looking for you. You are disturbing our child in
you are distracting him from academics.
From academics in their school, this and that and that. Yes. We got, I don't know, but I have come, this is an envelope for, I'm not interested in your envelope, please. In fact, the father is not in now. We wanted to, we're looking for you.
Now she said she wanted to arrest you.
Yes, she was going to arrest me. That I mean, now I can't go. I'm going to arrest me. So anyway, whether you're going to arrest me or not, here you are. This is Olumide's envelope, his contribution. I mean, his for his own contribution to Opege. See, we are not interested, please. It's money. Oh, these are, anyway, he opened it and said it. See, when next are they going to the studio? He said, Roger, when next are they going to the studio? He said, all through his father working life, the father never brought home any money like this.
How much? Can you remember?
I can't remember how much. Can I remember? I've had so many stars like that. He couldn't believe it. He said, look, I'm serious. When next are they going to the studio? I said, very soon we'll put them in the studio. Let this sell out first. And that was one of the biggest sales.
Now, with that kind of sales, we can conclude that you made them stars at that time.
They were superstars, not just stars.
Superstars.
Yes, exactly as they were small boys, small school boys, producing things like that. They were superstars. Superstars. The Opeges. They were superstars. You see, they mobbed them. The crowd. Young boys, young teenagers mob them outside. They can't come outside freely like that.
But your contract with them would not include arranging shows for them. It was only limited to their studio sessions.
We had some promoters, okay, which we use. So they arrange shows for them and so on, you know. We had some promoters, independent promoters, but they are our clients who pick up some of our artists. Or when I call them, look, do something for this. See, they arrange some shows and so on. They know that, yes, they can put some crowd. We arrange shows for them.
Now, are you still in talks with any of the leading members of your film? I know some of them are late now.
Yeah. I don't even know if they are late. I know that they all traveled abroad.
They all traveled abroad?
Most of them, when after they got the money, I found that a lot of them traveled abroad. They were poor. So we did the second album, but not as, it didn't sell as much as the first one. But it sold. It sold averagely. Until this Majek came and started talking and so. It took them away. And that finished Opege.
Now, did you do Sonny Okosun before Fela? Or Fela came before?
I did Sonny Okosun before Fela.
Before Fela?
Yes.
Sonny Okosun was unknown as at that time.
Completely unknown.
But it has been doing music with some group from Edo State or there.
And he had a group called the Paperback Limited or something. Paperback Limited. And he was the first person that I used to introduce folklores into pop music.
Folklores?
Yeah, folklores.
Like?
Storytale songs. Maybe like Yatakwalo is a story, it's a storytale song. Things like that in Esa language, in the local language. So we introduced it into pop music and developed it along like that. That became what we now call Sonny Okosun.
At what point did Sonny Okosun come up with Ozidism?
Yeah, when it became, I mean, popular, the first, second record became hits. So he changed his name to Ozidi.
What's the meaning of Ozidi?
I forgot your Ozidi is like a spiritual being.
Okay.
You know. So he called it Ozidism. It's Ozede, Elisa.
Okay.
But he called it Ozidism, his type of music and his name, whatever it is. Sonny Okosu.
Sonny Okosu,
highly talented.
By my standard, was one of the best we had.
In our local culture, in folklore, our local folklores, it was the best. The best. And not only singing, he was also a performer in shows, you know. And it was one of the biggest that toured around. He toured America, he toured England, toured than Fela.
He toured more than Fela?
Yes, of course. Of course he toured more than Fela.
And he stayed on with EMI for a very long time?
Throughout. Mm.
He never left?
Well, at the end of, he retired, yeah. That was it. It became a bit, these artists, when you start with them, they are so cooperative, obedient and so on. The moment they become stars, they want to dictate to you. And that's where they lose. They just crash. Because they don't know what I saw in them that I developed. They cannot know, they don't see it. They just know they are now stars and they think they can do it themselves and so on. They did it to a lot of producers. But I think the ones now, well, even now, some of them are now producing themselves. That's why you don't have music company anymore. Every person will just pick some recording equipment, record himself, and put it in the internet. So that's it.
There is a particular song done by Sonny Okosu, Now or Never.
Now or never, yeah.
Africa is now or never.
Now or never,
So
yes.
the chorus line is, I don't know what he actually said.
That's a language. It's not English.
It's not English.
No.
What was he trying to say? What's the meaning of?
I don't know. It's just a.
You don't speak the language.
It's just a slang.
Okay.
It's not a song.
Okay.
It's just a slang that it just developed.
Okay.
The guy who's in my, I can't remember, but all those things have gone.
Then he had another hit. Mama, show me the way. Mama, teach me how to sing because I'm still a child.
He's highly talented. Highly talented, of course. And I also encouraged him and made sure he was well developed. You know, that's why we made him to tour around Europe, America. He went to the West Indies and influenced them there too.
Was it the biggest artist by EMI? Was it the biggest?
Yes, at that time it was the biggest.
And for a long time?
For a long time too. Because he was very original. You know, like Blow that were doing all this English something, this and that. Then we had the Funkies. But quite many, I can't remember them.
Sonny Okosu got a gold disc award.
Oh, quite many times.
Many times?
Yes.
And for you to get a gold disc award, you have sold how many copies? 1 million?
No, 100,000.
100,000
at that time.
So 100,000 was big.
It was very big there. Where will you say 100,000? It was a big thing. Big thing that time. 100,000, that was good.
And he sold 100,000
many times, yes. Sonny Okosu.
May so rest in peace.
Amen. Mr. Niokosu.
Now let's talk about
that was my boy.
Your involvement with Fela's music. How did you get to meet Fela? How did you get to know Fela?
Well, I knew his music. I heard his music that he did in London. Something like that. And
that was the era of Kula Lupitos.
Was it Kula Lupitos? I think so. He did it with EMI London. All those. And they made a lot of problems with EMI. So EMI just.
Now you said something. I read it and you said it again just passing now that it was giving record companies problem in London.
Yeah, that is not companies.
Okay.
EMI.
EMI was giving EMI London problem.
Yes.
What was
so they just in fact they instructed me not to have anything to do with him.
What was his grouse with EMI then? What was his grouse with EMI London?
Fela. If he signs a contract that his loyalty will be so much, that's what he signed before going to studio. Once he goes into studio and the thing starts selling and becomes a hit, a big hit. You say, well, that
contract is not binding.
It's no more. It's no more 18 naira. It's going to get 100 or 200. He will change. And at times he will pick up the master tape. That say what is contract? Contract is ordinary paper.
Fela will say that.
Yes. Say what is contract? That music is more than what is in that contract.
And you said he will snatch.
He will start the master tape now. That he was not going to release it. We have to change that. You know, maybe at times I may not be in. They were making that trouble. So when I come back, I say, well, your man this is what he's doing. We are taking it, that. And then I will send somebody to call him. He will come to me because he respects him. Because people rejected him, all companies.
They rejected him?
Yes, before he came to me. And people told me, Mr. Iruoje is going to be the worst, so he's stricter than all these things. He said that scared, it didn't scare him. So he came to me. He went to my MD and he said, no, he's not the one doing it. Go and meet Mr. Iruoje. So he brought him to me. He said, Mr. Iruoje, I said, yes. This number I want to record, I have decided that I must do it with EMI.
He said that?
Yes, that I will do it with you. That is why I have come here.
And that was the third time he has been coming?
Before I asked him to come in.
Okay.
You know.
So he's been coming and there's been bounced from the
yes, they say, what was the point? When they come to me, they say, Fela is at the attic, let him go. I mean, the record were not selling. That the one he did in England, they were not. And
there was an instruction from EMI London that.
Yeah, and he was making problems. Wanted royalty that he has not earned. So they said, look, don't have anything to do with Fela. But that came to me directly, and I've heard his music. Not too bad, but they were no hits. They were not hits. And I'll be to Shrine. I know that what he's playing is very different.
Live.
Before Jenkoko. I know, yeah, it just started Afrobeat then, but it has not established. But I like it. I think it was a different thing. So I was coming for an audition and prepared, she has to come to Shrine. And I want to hear him natural, you know. So we played Jenkoko, played some others and so on. So we listed it and okay. That's his shrine. So when we are going to now do it, I have a special audition to play those outside the shrine, although we were in shrine during the audition, to play the list of those songs that I picked. So we played it again, and I got used to it. I said, okay. So I invited him to the studio after signing him on. So we did Jankoku.
But I think Jankoku was 71.
72.
72.
I think so.
Okay.
So we did Beautiful Dancer, Alhaji, Ojú Ẹlẹ́gbà, series of them. They were on hits.
So it was easy for him to convince your MD?
I was there. The MD didn't want to see me, but I asked them to let him in, and I called the MD.
What if he decides not to go ahead with the contract after you had seen that this Jankoku would become a hit?
I knew Jankoku was a viable thing, and anybody who heard it knew that was could be a hit. Anybody who heard Jankoku will know it could be a hit, and it was a brand new sound.
It was different.
Yes,
now,
that was Afrobeat.
When Orlando Julius was alive, he told me when I interviewed him that he started Afrobeat. So I want to know your opinion about that, because you said what Fela brought to the table at that time was new and it was Afrobeat.
That was the only type of Afrobeat. What
Orlando
you were playing was highlife.
Not Afrobeat.
Only it was a quicker highlife than the Olayas and all those things. And it had more horn sessions on it. Opera actually, it was highlife. I mean, Orlando Iruoje was highlife. How could it be? He only had more horn session, and his horn style was quicker than those of the Olayas and.
So what element did Fela introduce to make his style different and new?
His rhythm guitar.
Okay.
Was first time of his time. Then he had a tenor guitar.
Okay.
He had a lead. So he had more guitars.
And the regular highlight on it.
Yes. He had rhythm, tenor, lead.
So can I
regular highlight band had only one.
So can I conclude that Fela started influencing even juju bands?
Oh yeah, they started playing it. Yes.
They started introducing tenor, rhythm, and all the other guitars.
Yes, guitars. Yes. Some even tried to put in the horn. I said no, forget it. You are playing juju. This is. And now you want to be playing highlight. If you highlight, stop it. So now they wanted to do it. I said no.
So I don't wanted to introduce the horns.
Yes, he played it once in the. I said, you are going to spoil it. What are you playing? You are playing juju. You cannot play horn in juju.
Now, do you remember Bob Oladeni?
What do you mean?
Bob Oladeni played horns into his own style of juju music.
That he did, but it didn't work. When he went to Abioro, they introduced the horn, serious horns. It didn't work. You are playing juju, you are not playing highlife. Highlife has horn arrangement. And it's a native, or it's Ghanaian native. They put highlife. I mean, horns is the key instrument. But Fela changed it to Afrobeat. And it was completely clear of highlife. You know, they are not playing this is Afrobeat.
Now, who named it Afrobeat?
He. He just said,
Afrobeat.
you see, I have a new sound now, Mr. Iruoje. I have a new sound. And it is called Afrobeat. I didn't understand what he was saying.
You didn't understand?
I didn't. He said, new sound. What new sound are you going to have that I've never heard of? What is it? What are it? It's a new sound completely. From highlife or anything. He was playing highlife in London and so on. Those were highlife. But he now said, look, I have a new sound now, Afrobeat. I said, there's no new sound, we are going to play down the highlife now. He said, okay. So I went to audition. Goodness, I couldn't believe when it started on. God, I've never heard such horn arrangement in my life. No one ever did that. Plenty of horns, the arrangement. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Good, we have to go into the studio. In fact, the MD came to my audition. He's a white man. I was listening to it. He said, Mr. Haruna, please, can you get this man to the studio before he changes his mind? I said, no, I'm not finished with the rehearsal. Oh, Mr. Haruna, please. No, he's very unstable. He could change his mind. I said, Fela won't change his mind on me.
And Fela was indeed unstable.
So we are doing it together. I was very unstable. We could just pack up and get away, go away. It's like Mama Shatta.
Oh, just like Mama Shatta?
Yeah, Mama Shatta. They'll be recording, he will just stop suddenly. He will just pack his things and leave his boy behind. Who even tell the boy? It's like he was going to urinate. The boss will be there waiting for him to come back. Mama Shatta is already in the Keja.
So who would have provoked him to do that? Or what would have
I don't know. At that time, it's a drug. We didn't know. Okay. Drug was not very popular at that time.
Okay.
So these were people who were misusing drugs. They were abusing drugs. He would just get up like he was going to the toilet. He didn't leave his bag. That man Shatta. It was like who will I? It was like Akedairo or all those things, for the long. Yes. The best. The very best. They place their folklores and all those things.
So Fela eventually recorded many.
Oh yes, now I just told you now.
You got gold discs too.
All those that I've mentioned.
Got gold discs.
Mojo Legba, to Beautiful Dancer, and John King John. Many.
Now, so will you agree with me that it's very difficult to create a new sound because it's a game of gamble?
It's entirely Afrobeat was entirely new sound. It took everybody by surprise. The day we released Koku, come and see the streets of Lagos. All record sellers were playing it.
Or perhaps he had introduced the new sound at his shrine and he saw the acceptance. That was why I decided to just go ahead.
I was there. He called me. He came to EMI to tell us that he has a new sound that he wants to record. The MD said, "You have to say something else. What do you mean by new sound?" I said, "Fela, what are you talking? New sound?" He said, "Look here, Odion." I said, "Yes." He said, "It's new sound."
He was so convinced.
Yes, you've never heard it before. Come to the shrine and listen to it. If you like it or whatever you want, if you want to correct a few things, come. And I went. We did a few changes. But it is. I said, it took me by surprise. The horn lines. I've never heard such horn lines in my life. Then the tenor guitar, the rhythm, the way he was playing them, and the bass. I've never heard such a sound.
You remember the musicians that were with Fela at that time? People that were on the guys that
Kofi,
were
Tony Allen.
Tony Allen on the drums.
Oh yes, Tony Allen on the drum. Those are the major people now. Then the guitarists, I can't remember them.
Is it true that it's only that Tony Allen's drums pattern is just Fela?
It's not Fela now.
If someone else,
if Fela is not there, even Tony Allen himself cannot play Afrobeat.
If Fela
is not there.
Okay.
You've heard Tony Allen play several times, haven't you? Does it sound like Fela? Especially on arrangements. It's only his drum that he gets right. But at times he doesn't even get the drum right. Because the response from Fela, in Fela's arrangement, it's not there.
So there was a synergy.
Yes. So it's not the same as Tony Allen playing in Fela group.
Now, did Fela come to EMI before he went to Decca, or he left EMI for Decca?
He came to EMI. Immediately he came back from England, and he thinks that he's not going to go with any other company. Came to us. So after he left EMI, we asked him to go and go with his.
You told him to go?
We even gave him his tapes. His problem was too much.
So he was still,
and he wasn't selling.
Was still making trouble?
He wasn't selling anymore. So he was still making serious trouble. You signed this now. How can you say now, say, no, listen to that tape again, listen to it. Is that 18 naira? He said, yes, whether it's 18 naira or no 18 naira, when you played it to us, that's what it is. And this is what you signed as your royalty.
It must be binding.
But that's what you signed. You cannot now double it and say, you are no more getting that. Say, listen to that sound. Is that 18 naira? I don't know for you, I don't know how you quantify it into money.
But you said at the time it wasn't selling any longer.
It wasn't selling longer.
Did people get tired?
After those my series and maybe one or two, there's no more.
Now, did people get tired of the new sound?
No, it became too monotonous.
Okay. The sound?
Yes, it became too monotonous. It was no more dynamic like the Odion bass, the Yata Konaleo, John.
So, could that mean that new sound called Afrobeat was not sustainable?
It was sustainable. That's what became. You yourself said the juice. Everybody wants to copy it. It's still on today. That what multiplied into what we are hearing today. You know, it's Afrobeat, and they call it Afrobeat. And the Europe and America, they find it easier to play the highlife Afrobeat or juice Afrobeat than the real Afrobeat, because they can't arrange the horns. And we won't hear the tenor and the rhythm there. The last tenor and rhythm, they all have French.
And later he became a social crusader.
So he he politicized it. He politicized
so
it.
I didn't mean it did not
politicized. He placed his music properly.
Yeah.
He would have gone places.
But a lot of people loved him for, talking down on government.
Yes, but he spoiled his music with that. But later people got fed up because he himself was not behaving like that. He was not repeating what he was, practicing what he was preaching. So nobody took him seriously anymore.
The Indian hemp saga, did it happen around EMI? Was there any time you cautioned him to never to smoke around the EMI?
We can't caution him now. He wasn't the only one smoking. People like Ginger Baker, all of them, not only even Indian hemp.
So you allowed it to fly?
That is, he has to do it.
For the inspiration?
That's what they believe, okay. Yes. But I don't believe Indian hemp contributed anything into their music. It only probably removed the shyness, you know, and gave them more energy, open up their brain for creativity, but not to be making trouble and all those things.
What about Sonny Okosun?
I've tried it. I've tried in the end. Occasionally, I do take it.
Till now?
Yeah, I do take it.
Maybe use the hemp to
well,
as a marketing strategy
they take it as something to make trouble with. But Indian hemp is not like that. Indian hemp is just like if you take beer, it will intoxicate you, right? But doesn't push you to be misbehaving all over the place. The only thing you cannot balance yourself, cannot control even your tongue, how to speak.
Was Sonny Okosun into hemp smoking too?
No, Sonny Okosun didn't smoke hemp. He didn't. He was not a hemp smoker.
You recorded.
But he can drink.
Okay, he wasn't drinking.
He can drink it. Not
abuse.
No, Okosun was quite moderate.
You did legal assistance too?
Of course. Assistance. Did them.
Now there was an insinuation because I interviewed Mommy Taiwo Lijadu, and she said something.
They're in America now.
Yes, the one is late, one is still.
Yes, I know.
Now she said something like Fela didn't give them the necessary support, despite the fact that they were related in a way, and in fact,
Fela won't give anybody, any musician support. Didn't give them any chance.
Fela won't give any musician
any support to go
up above him or at par with him.
He doesn't want it.
Why?
That's just his stupidity and selfishness. Well, if he gave them chance, he didn't know that we are making your work more popular. Everybody wants to copy him, wants to play his music. He won't. He even sent talks to musicians who will be playing his music.
Wow.
So, of course, well, if anybody, other people play your music, it will spread more. After all, you have to understand, everybody wants to play your music. In fact, it is he alone, and it's afraid that some people may play better.
So he had that fear?
He had that fear. He doesn't want anybody to come above him at all.
Would that be the reason he didn't support his own son, Fela?
Well, it's not a matter of supporting his own son or not. He leaves his son to develop his talent.
Because I have
the son took from him now.
Yeah, I have an old magazine where I think it's an African Concord magazine from the 90s, around when
Fela influenced his children.
Yeah, but well, there was a time they fell out, and Femi Kuti said Fela never believed in him.
I believe in him doesn't mean that Fela didn't teach him anything or influence him. Believe is different. Believe in him that he could do it. He's capable, you know, and he wants to be like him. So Fela just, not that he doesn't want him to play Afrobeat. Fela believes in his children.
I remember at the time, I got into radio around 2002, 2003, but I became a full practitioner in 2003. So then, anytime I play Fela on radio, my program's head would come and tell me to remove that song. It took me like a year to know. I heard, I want to confirm from you if it's true that Fela banned the song from being played on radio.
Yes, he did.
That was why.
He did.
Why?
Well, you know, Fela was too. He doesn't want people to copy it.
So he never wanted it on radio.
He's afraid for people to learn it, to copy it, and then they could be better than him.
Or was it about
it's not creativity?
Full commercial benefits?
You see?
Maybe he wanted the full commercial benefits of every airplay to come to him. every commercial benefit. You play if
he play his own music, he could go to, he won't go to anybody else. But what he doesn't want is other people to copy his music, to try and play his music. He himself, did he not copy people? How did he start playing music?
Yeah, copied a lot.
He listened to Calypso and everything now.
There was a song by
and highlife people.
Julius Araba.
Yes.
He did it in a single recording.
So, why are you now stopping people from copying you or trying to play your type of music?
He did lots of other people's works after that.
Of course! You cannot play or compose music without an influence of what you have been hearing. Just an influence of what you have been hearing that's making you help you to compose. It is. Yeah,
away from that, sir, let's talk about the structure of recording companies. You said it just a few moments ago that there were no recording companies in Nigeria any longer.
As far as I'm concerned, which recording company do you know now?
Yeah, we have labels.
That's not label operators. Finish.
Okay.
Those are not companies.
What is the structure? What should be the structure of a recording company? If we look at your days of operations, let's compare to what we have at the moment. What should be the structure? If I want to establish a recording company now, what are the departments that should be in place?
First of all, you will have you start with the artist department.
Artists?
Yes. You talent hunt artists. Audition them. After the audition comes the studio. You get a space large enough to, that time we had groups, not solo artists as we have them now. We had groups like Fela. Those days we had groups, so you need space. So the studio should be big enough to contain them. You have various recording equipments. You have the mixer, the mixer desk. You know, then you have various musical instruments. You have your microphones. You know, and then of course, space big enough for rehearsals and so on. That's all you need.
But for today's labels,
label operators,
label operators, they are merely labels.
It's just label operators. You can have a label. You can make a record, sing into your this thing now. That's why, and then your company is the label on it. And you put it on the internet. You don't go to record companies to release your records for you.
All right. Now,
or even record your records.
Okay.
You don't find recording studios so popular anymore. And the standard has completely
gone down. Yeah.
See? It is recording studios, music companies that make up the standard and maintain standards. Now there are no record companies, you can put anything in the air, internet. It's up to them to play it though, or not to touch it.
Okay. All right. I had just a few more questions. I think about 7 or 8 more questions. And the first one is, when was the last time any artist in this country created a new sound or a new style? When was the last? Okay, let me take you back into time. Fela created Afrobeat in 1972 with Jankoku. Now Shina Peters came in 1989 to create another style of juju music.
We were just playing juju music and then created a style. He just named it his own style. I mean, he has a different style from Sonny.
Okay.
Sonny has a different type of movie. Everybody has his own style.
Okay. So we can't compare that to the creation of Fela at that time. We cannot compare Shina Peter's creation at that time to Fela's creation in 1972.
No, Shina Peter didn't create the Afrobeat.
I'm talking about creating a new style because we have a lot of people that sing like Shina Peters.
Well, I haven't heard one that sings like or play music like Shina Peter.
We have lots of them. They play Afro Juju.
They call it Afro Juju, but it's not like the one Shina Peter played. It's not.
What about
that's why
Wale Thompson, Dele Taiwo, Yinka Best?
Just another form of Afrobeat.
Afro
Juju. No, don't call it Afro Juju. But there is nothing like Afrobeat in those music.
Okay. So Afrobeat, Afro Juju is a subtle.
Just a style. Like Sonny has his own.
Okay.
Obe has his own.
Okay.
Ojogedani has his own.
Okay.
Akidalo has his own. It's different styles now. So Shina has his own style.
Now talking about style creation again, can we say that Yinka Ayefele has a new style of Juju music?
Ayefele didn't start with Juju music. It was religious music. Ayefele was singing religious music. What do you call religious music? Gospel, like that's it. It was gospel. Then gradually developed the backing. I don't know what he has developed. I can't call it Juju or whatever. But Juju is the closest thing I can call it.
Okay.
From the normal gospel song, backed with gospel music.
Okay.
Gospel backing. You know, those days, gospel backing was mainly organ and small percussions.
But now he has Juju music percussion, even Fuji percussion, and laced with gospel choruses and all that.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. There is Fuji. Fuji is also gospel. Fuji is gospel, Muslim gospel. Yeah. That developed into pop.
Yeah.
That's why it's called Fuji.
That's created by Sikiru Ayinde Barrister.
Yeah. I would say people have been playing that before Ayinde Barrister. Some people playing it.
And did they call it Fuji? Or Barrister started calling it Fuji?
I don't even know who christened it.
Fuji. But do you have any names at the moment in your heart of people that are playing that style of music before Barrister? And another, the B part of the question is...
That's what I was trying to remember now.
Okay.
There are some people playing that Fuji before Barrister. They call it Were.
Were, okay.
Now I remember. Were started and developed into what they now call Fuji.
Okay.
You know, when the Ayinde Barrister people came in. But there was some people playing that Ayinde Barrister thing, what you call Fuji, before Ayinde Barrister. Because those people playing Were that developed into Fuji. So Barrister didn't sing Were, he just went straight to Fuji.
But Barrister started with Were from interviews he had granted when he was alive. He said he started with...
Were we didn't know, I didn't know him.
Okay.
We didn't know.
He recorded for Abioro from...
Abioro ni, Were ni, everybody was, that's why I told you that this thing started with Were before it developed into Fuji. They changed the name. Yes. When they started adding guitar and so on, it became Were. It became Fuji. Okay. They were playing this thing into it one time.
Goje.
Goje came in.
The
Molo, and then something else.
Actually, those were elements of Sakara music.
Sakara music, exactly. It was Sakara, highlife, and some other things.
So maybe Barrister knew what he was saying when he said that the definition of Fuji music is elements of Sakara, Were, Fuji, highlife,
Yes, now, yes.
highlife,
Yeah, like,
juju,
yes.
and just everything
Yes,
put
yes,
together.
yes.
That's Fuji music.
Yeah, but the predominant idiom was gospel.
Okay.
It was gospel.
And that was why they would start with Arabic.
Because when those days, they used to sing Wele in the evenings, going from door to door.
Okay.
They give the children money. They sing Wele for you, or get ladies.
Okay.
And Wele also were songs of you can abuse people.
Okay.
You know, and they were sexy too.
Now you recorded yourself. You at the time you were an artist. You sang and recorded yourself, and you released it because I think I still have
Some albums, about 2 or 3 albums.
albums.
Yeah.
That was around what year?
Maybe the 80s.
80s. So what style did you do then?
I just it's like Afrobeat, juju, highlife.
Okay.
I can't give it a name.
Now you talked about I Need Someone by Chris Okote.
Yes.
At that time, Chris Okote, was it signed to EMI or Phonodisk?
It was signed to Phonodisk.
Okay, but you produced for Phonodisk.
Yes.
But you were
Then
still
I was with Phonodisk.
Oh, okay, you left EMI.
I left EMI to join Phonodisk.
You started with
So when
Phonodisk.
Haruna Ishola formed Phonodisk,
Yeah.
I was so impressed.
Okay.
Now look at a local artist coming up with a place like Phonodisk. I must join him to develop it.
Okay.
Unfortunately, his nephew, that is the mistake he made. He would have made his nephew MD.
Okay.
To have made somebody else.
A neutral person. A neutral person
And somebody else that is not related to
to
him,
him.
but even a white man.
Okay.
MD of Phonodisk. Then we employed producers, managers, and all those things. But I admired it, and I didn't want people to, because they will come and attack him now and discourage him so much, and he so much impressed me. I said, I will join him. I left EMI
Okay.
for Phonodisk.
But around 79, 80.
No, I left Decca.
Okay, you were with Decca.
I joined Decca now at that point
Okay, you left EMI for Decca, then from Decca
to Phonodisk.
Phonodisk. Okay. Because I remember around 80 or thereabout, 81, EMI was even having issues.
They were having issues. I left them. When I left them, they started having serious issues. The same thing Decca, when I left Decca, they were having issues.
What could be the issues with Decca then?
You see, the difference I put into EMI and Decca was recording company, music companies. Those days, they take bribery from you to record you,
Okay.
whether you are good or not. That's what killed record industry when I left it.
Okay.
That is what I met, and I removed it. I started producing, recording from actual viability. That yes, you can sell by my own opinion, and I test other people's opinion too. Before I finally release any record,
Okay.
so that it won't be my opinion alone. But I recorded it with my opinion.
Okay.
Do you understand? With what I was hearing. That's it.
Chris Okote was an undergraduate then
Yes.
when you were
Yeah,
recording.
he was at Suka,
Nsukka, a law student.
a law student.
It was different.
Completely. He further established pop music. different from
Fuji.
yeah. Fuji had their own style too.
Okay.
Yes, they first started through pop music.
Okay.
Then Chris Okote came in to enforce it,
Okay.
to truly establish it, finally establish it as pop music, our kind of pop music.
Did you produce all Chris Okote's songs? All were you the producer of all his songs?
Yes.
All of them?
Yes.
How many albums did you record for him?
I remember maybe 3.
Okay, maybe 3 albums. Followed by Chris Okote were the likes of DZK,
DZK Falola.
Fela. Then around that time we had
I left DZK Falola for Tony Okoroji.
Okay.
You know, because he brought him in, and I said, Tony Okoroji, you can take care of that. So that was actually, I started with him, but further developed by Tony Okoroji.
Tony Okoroji was with what company then?
With us.
With EMI?
I employed him.
Okay. So
I employed him.
He was a producer also?
Yes, he was artist manager, producer. Talent hunting in the East, bringing Eastern artists.
Now, were you at any point lured by the Abiros or the Tabansi at any point in time?
They can't lure me.
Okay.
Because they were copying me now, copying us. Whatever we did in EMI, they went to do. So they can't lure me.
Now, did EMI have any Fuji artist at that time? I know that there was a particular Tawir Adediba.
Yeah, which I gave, just as I gave Tony East.
DZK.
East, not DZK. DZK, he got DZK here. But he was now bringing the Eastern artists. I said, go and take care of East.
Okay. Since
you are an Igbo man and you are experienced in artist management. So also, I did, you mentioned somebody now.
Tawir Adediba.
Yes, to take care of all these Apala, Fuji, and so on.
Okay. So you had many of the traditional artists with EMI then?
Yes,
handled by Tawir Adediba.
Some of them were there before he came in, but I now put him in charge of all those Apala. When I found that it's also has some talents in that.
Okay. Now, do you remember any name by Demola Adepoju?
I've heard that, yes.
The Hawaiian guitarist of the African Beats, around 1977. Do you remember you met him?
Demola Adepoju.
Demola Adepoju.
I don't think I met him.
Okay. I was just thinking maybe he came to EMI to record.
I can't remember. He plays what?
Hawaiian guitar.
Yes, I think so. I think he came to EMI.
He recorded?
I think so.
Was it released?
It's as in the Hawaiian guitar.
Yes.
Yes, it was released. But I didn't produce it.
Okay.
I think I provided the recording.
Okay. All right, so my last question here will be, this is FESTAC. So my last question will be associated with this place. This place was created as a result of the Festival of Art.
For the performance.
For the performance.
Of the FESTAC.
Now, FESTAC 77, has it added anything? Did it add anything to our music? Because we had lots of musicians from all other countries and all that. Do you think it added anything to our music
industry?
Yes, to our own music. Yes.
Music industry.
Yes.
I would say yes. It further brought in development of folk laws, traditional music from east, from north, from here. Brought them in. Develop groups, develop them for pop music. So the showcase was real traditional dancing and so on now. So actually, yes, it encouraged it for us to make use of folk laws our traditional music in pop.
Okay.
He did.
2 more questions.
The large extent.
Afrobeat. Fela did Afrobeat. But what we have now, we have lots of young people claiming they are doing Afrobeat.
No, nobody can. I told you, the only person who was claiming was Orlando Julius.
Okay.
And he did not say that in my presence.
But the likes of Burna Boy and the young people we have around, they are claiming to be doing Afrobeat.
To play, yes, but not that they created it. You said created.
Yes, that's for Orlando Julius. He said he created.
You said many artists create.
No, they are playing. They are claiming to be playing Afrobeat, but it's not.
It's not Afrobeat. I told you. I said they're not playing Afrobeat. They're just playing something between highlife, juju, Afrobeat. You know, that's all they are playing. Even Akpala, from the way some of them sing, they sing like Akpala. A lot of them are not playing Afrobeat. To play Afrobeat, you have to play like Fela. And if you have to put some innovations, you will still see Fela in it. We know that's Afrobeat. But it has a style.
Okay. All right.
But you see, anything outside jazz, high life, and whatever, it's called Afrobeat. That's why Europeans will say they are playing Afrobeat. You see them playing it, and without those horns, a lot of them do it without songs, without the tenor, guitar, and rhythm.
Okay.
Now go and listen now again. You will see what I'm saying. There will be absence of horns and horn arrangement. Some just play solo horns or riffs. You know? Just little riffs. That's not Afrobeat. Afrobeat arrangement, it's Afrobeat arrangement. You now found that when Fela even started, the later Fela Afrobeat was no more playing Afrobeat. It was just yabbing and then backing it with some monotonous music sound. Was no more playing Afrobeat. He himself know that.
Now, do you think music business, especially from all over the world, it's mafia business? Like one has to join one cult or the other before you can rise to the top of the fame.
It depends, not in music.
Not in music alone.
Not in music itself.
Okay.
Music is talent, it's creativity, which is very competitive.
But you said something just now that at the time people started coming to do bribery and all that.
They were
to the top. Now,
to get to the studio, not to the top.
Okay. To get to the studio.
Yes, but now to be recorded.
But now,
that's what killed. So when people like me left, that's why when I left EMI, people started taking money, bribe from them, to just put them in the studio, whether it's sex or not.
Okay.
Whereas you have to be qualified, you have to be viable for me to put you in the studio. Because that's the business. We are in this business to make money. Not just for the name of you created, you made a record.
Okay.
You made a record, has it sold? Have you made money from it? And making money from it means it has gone round people. The more you make money, the more people it has reached. You understand what I mean?
Yes, I understand. All right. Of all the artists you recorded, because if I sit with you for the next 1 hour, I'll keep asking questions. But I just want to let you take your rest now. Of all the artists you produced, even including Paul McCartney, you did not mention Paul McCartney, but I read it up that you.
We did a Band on the Run.
Now, of all the artists you produced, which of them can you say qualify as an artist of your production duty for them that speak to you or
as
speak
what?
to you, as know that you enjoy their music? Which of them do you think? Apart from the fact that I produced this album, if I want to enjoy good music, I always like to listen to this particular artist. Which of them do you do you say endears to your heart?
Do I like most?
Yes, just to say it that way.
I don't always want to say I like one artist that I produce than the other. But what made me produce A is what made me produce B.
That was why I said, aside your production duty for them, I did mean you did not produce them. If you listen to all those songs, which one will you say, oh, this is my type of music? This one speaks to me more. Like I'm sure you are. Yes, I'm sure you have your preferred artists anytime, any day.
Yes.
So what style of music do you enjoy?
I enjoy rock music.
Rock.
Yes.
Rock is not. Rock is alien. Rock is not Nigerian.
It's not. It's Nigerian.
It's Nigerian.
Yes. The Onyibo man just developed it. Rock music is Nigerian.
So
Juju is rock.
Juju is rock.
Yes.
How?
Rock just came out of things like Juju and highlife. The components of rock from Juju and highlife.
Are you referring to the guitar?
Everything that is there now. Rock has guitar, it has conga, it has all that, and then singer, and the movement. Juju and highlife, rock, and the native music.
Okay.
Like Atilogu is rock.
Okay.
You just have no guitar in Atilogu. If I had tried it in EMI, playing Atilogu and I added rock guitar, and it matches.
So the Elemure Ogunyemi of Ekiti.
Elemure. Elemure is not. It's like folk law singer.
What about Adedara? Adedara.
I've not heard that.
Adedara.
Maybe I heard it and I didn't know
that's from
his name.
Elisha Adamo. It's called Adamo.
Adamo, that's Adamo. And those are cultural music.
Okay.
That became social. Social music. Those are social music. Adamo, Lemure, all those are social music. They are not truly pop.
Okay. So
you just social music they would play in any social naming ceremony, birthday, marriage. Those are social music.
So you enjoy Juju music?
I enjoy Juju music. I enjoy highlife. I enjoy rock. I enjoy. The only thing I can't say I enjoy more is jazz.
Okay.
All this jazz.
You think it's boring? You think it's boring?
No, not that it's boring. It's not just natural to me.
Okay.
It's foreign.
Okay.
Although they say jazz is from Africa, yes. Most of the elements are from our life, Juju, Atilogo.
Okay.
You know.
All right. Thank you so much, sir. It's been so rewarding speaking to you. I've learned 5 or 6 or 7 or 10 things.
I too have learned. What I didn't really take cognizance of. I have taken it now. It's more. I see it more understanding. Things like this at times, they don't go without me gaining something.
Thank you, sir.
Unless if it's not constructive.
Thank you, sir.
And if it's not constructive, we will quickly end it. It will last like this.
Yes.
I will tell you, I don't know. I learned a lot from it.
Thank you, sir. I really appreciate it. All right, so that's my time with.
If I say I didn't learn anything, it's a lie.
Wow.
It's true. You cannot go through discussions like this and you say you have not learned anything. You take part, then you are dumb.
So this is not even. This is more of an interactive session.
Yes,
like
it is. It's a discussion chat.
Yes,
It's not really an interview. Why did you do this? What made you do that? Okay, the connection. We're discussing music industry, music business, creativity. That's what we've been discussing here, you know, including entertainment and dancing. I have just mentioned Juju and Atilogu.
Yeah. Yeah. Because one of the ways to create another style is to create a dance pattern to it.
Yes, yes, yes.
Ayuba did that very well. Adewale Ayuba did that. He created a dance.
I know him now.
Yeah.
I know him now.
Thank you, Baba.
It's a pleasure.
Good to be with you. So I've been talking to Baba Odion Iruoje, also known as the Sound. Who gave you the Sound President?
Some artists
Okay.
started calling me some person.
President of Sound.
Most prominent on it is what's the name of this boy? It's a journalist.
Okay.
Started calling him some president. It's a journalist.
All right.
I think of Daily Times or something.
Oh, okay.
Those were the days where I used to have a lot of interviews and so.
Okay.
If there's a new release that is from Jola will come to me. How did you come about this? How can you come? So, in the midst of that, somebody, one of them, just started calling me some president. It's not Agbola. Oh, why could I forget this boy's name? Who really? He's a journalist.
Okay.
He actually christened it.
Okay.
Some president.
Thank you, sir.
So others picked it.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you too.
Yes, sir.
Thank God.